Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good day, and above all else, that you are indeed looking after yourselves and one another. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a new album review to do for you. It is the latest release from Steven Wilson called The Overview. The Overview is Steven Wilson's eighth release. It was released on March 14th, 2025 through Fiction Records. The Overview is Steven Wilson's follow-up release to his 2023 album, The Harmony Codex. Now, the album was released through Fiction Records in the UK, and Fiction Records was also the home of The Cure. Now, the album has two tracks overall, two extended pieces, I should say, and it is a progressive rock album. Now, the two tracks that are on the album are called Objects Outlive Us and The Overview. Now, playing on the album, you have Steven Wilson on vocals, acoustic bass, uh, bass guitar, electric guitar, keyboards, percussion, piano, pump organ, Adam Holtzman on Hammond organ, mellotron, piano, Rhodes and synthesizer, Randy McStein on background vocals, guitars, sound effects, and vocals, and Theo Travis, who's also worked with Steven Wilson on Raven That Refused to Sing and Other Stories on flute and saxophone. You have Russell Holtzman on drums and Willow Beggs on vocals. Now, on the title track, you pretty much have the same group of people that are on Objects Outlive Us, with the exception of Craig Blundell on drums and Rod and Wilson on vocals. Now, the album is a concept album. Again, two tracks in total. Uh, Objects Outlive Us clocks in at 23 minutes and 17 seconds. And the title track, The Overview, clocks in at 18 minutes and 27 seconds. Now, as I said, the record is a concept album about the overview effect, a cognitive shift caused by viewing the Earth from space. And upon upon listening to this album, I did get that kind of feeling that it was an individual who was out in space, and he or she, or in this case he, is looking down at the earth and then again looking around him and looking at and taking in all the vast expansiveness that's around him, endless possibilities, and basically realizing that whatever hardships that we go through or victories that we experience in life pretty much are insignificant compared to uh, looking at the universe overall in terms of our existence on this planet, because basically we are here for no guaranteed amount of time, right? And according to Wilson, the sound of the record is akin to Pink Floyd, Tangerine Dream, and Vangelis in a modern context. And yes, it is a progressive rock album. Again, two extended pieces, one per side on the vinyl, and this album has been released in multiple formats. And yeah, it is a concept album, but also again progressive rock album, I should say. Now, within these two extended pieces, Objects Outlive Us and the overview, you have 14 sections, eight in Objects Outlive Us and six in the overview. And I was surprised and very interested when I found out, reading, that the lyrics for Objects Outlive Us were co-written by Andy Partridge of XTC fame. Now, as I go through the individual sections, this is a fantastic album. Starts off with the piece No Monkey's Paw, and in my notes have you futuristic, ethereal synths, great harmony vocals. And what I like about what Steven Wilson does with the vocals is he does a lot of triple tracking himself to build up a really thick wall of harmony vocals. And in my notes have you also a beautiful repetitive piano passage on this track, on this section, shimmering guitar that come in at the end. The next section is the Buddha of the Modern Age, a lot of time signature changes on this section. And what I'm counting, a lot of 3/4 time signature usage on this piece. Nice sweeping piano, great drum sound, nice distorted bass. And at 10:42, you have a slight fade out. At 10:47 comes the next section, objects. Meanwhile, you might note to have your intricate acoustic guitars, piano passage, understated electric guitar passage, great mellotron flourishes that come in. At 12:05, the vocals come in two syllables, like "Hi, how are you?" That, very sort of um, how can I put this? Very sort of robotic, almost sounding kind of vocals that come in. Section builds in intensity towards the end of the section, and it's very dramatic with the synth swells that come in on this. Other sections of note on Objects Outlive Us uh, is Cosmic Sons of Toil at 14:22. Steady piano passage, great rhythm guitars. At 15 minutes and 2 seconds, there's a great guitar solo that almost borders on shredding. I can't picture Stephen Wilson doing a shredding guitar solo, but the guitar tone on Objects Outlive Us, fantastic, very thick, very prominent in the mix. And he said that the tone or the theme of the album kind of lent itself to using a lot of heavy guitar sounds and textures, and it's fantastic. It does lend itself great to the use of electric guitar. And also, my notes have your nice twinning of piano and guitar lines on this section. Up next is a piece called No Ghost on the Moor at 17 minutes and 6 seconds, ethereal synth passages, and it's a repeat of the lyrics and vocals from the start of the track. Great guitar, great fuzz guitar solo on this piece. Now, Objects Outlive Us ends with a piece called Heat Death of the Universe. 21 minutes and 13 seconds. And in my notes, I have your extended guitar solo, textured synths that underpin the piece, synth swells at the end of the track until the very fade out. Okay. So everything sort of comes to a boil, at the very end in a very grand, dramatic way. And then it sort of very quietly fades out. Now, the overview, uh, and I should say that Objects Outlive Us is very much a live, organic piece. Although you do have the futuristic synths, there's a lot of live instrumentation, a lot of live drumming, a lot of use of live instruments in the studio for this piece. The overview that clocks in again at 18 minutes and 27 seconds is pretty much the opposite of that, and I'll go through this. Starts off with a piece called Perspective. Starts with radio static and it segues into a trip hop passage, futuristic synths. There is a spoken word passage on this piece that has very much a 2001 Odyssey vibe to it, which is what I'm getting with this. It segues into a piece called A Beautiful Infinity 1 at 4 minutes and 16 seconds. In my notes, I have your high vocal passage that comes in amid the synths, mid-tempo drum pattern, great piano and slide guitar that come in, shimmering guitar chords that come in, a nice bass, prominent piano, filtered vocals that do come in by courtesy of Mr. Wilson. Great triple track vocals again. The synths that end this piece are very much of a Genesis-esque feel for me. Next up is a piece called Borrowed Atoms at 9 minutes and 57 seconds. Swirling synth textures, intricate guitar patterns, great guitar solo on this piece. Just wonderful. The guitar is featured quite prominent on this album. Great thick guitar tone, really like just really meaty, a real meaty, uh, thick, juicy guitar tone on this album. Up next, after Borrowed Atoms, is a piece called Beautiful Infinity 2, at 12 minutes and 55 seconds, interwoven acoustic guitar, piano, and rhythm guitar that come in, also mixed with percussive hand claps that come in that provide the percussive backbone of the track. With an extended synth solo at 14 minutes and 2 seconds, you have a backdrop of synth and acoustic guitar that is simply wonderful. Infinity measured in moments is next. And in my notes, I have here great ukulele. There's like an interwoven piece of ukulele and acoustic guitar, but the ukulele is quite prominent. And the piece ends with a section called Permanence at 14 minutes and 56 seconds. And in my notes, I have here futuristic synth passages with ethereal sax on fade out. Okay. So the last section of the overview at 14 minutes and 56 seconds is just an instrumental section of synths that come in, and you have a beautiful use of sax on the fade out. Now, this album overall, my view of the overview, I like this album much more than I thought I would. Um, and I'm quite surprised. Usually with Steven Wilson, well, for me, it's pretty much a hit or miss with how the album is going to sound to me, or how I'm going to be affected by the album. It is heavy, it is progressive rock, but it's very accessible. Okay. He has done albums in the past uh, that are extremely overproduced, a lot of soundscapes, heavy use of guitars and distorted bass to the point where it's very jarring to me. But the overview to me is very palatable. It's easy to digest sonically. It's very ethereal. Ethereal is the only way I can use to describe it, because the message is it's questioning what is important to us, and in the end, at the end of the day, and in the end of it all, what really matters to us and what should really matter to us. Should it be uh, what we deal with in our daily lives in terms of what we think is important to us, or should we all be looking at the a bigger picture? Hence the title, The Overview. So that's it, guys. Please check it out and let me know what you think of the album. Just, I should tell you that you can get the album in many formats. I failed to mention that. Vinyl, CD, uh, triple CD format. There is talk of another album of uh, uh, more music that was recorded at the time, of around another hour of music that was recorded, called The Alter View. So there's no word on when the Alter View is coming out. Uh, Steven Wilson did announce that he is going to be doing an extensive tour, his first tour in 7 years, and Jim Bricker has tickets for a show in September. So, and I know he's very much looking forward to that. So please check it out. You can get the album, as I started to say, for pretty cheap, for like $23.95 on Amazon.ca, .co.uk, and Amazon.com. And you can also stream it on YouTube before you buy it. Again, don't take my word for it. But if you want to put on an album that you put it on, you sit back, you relax, and you just basically let the music wash over you, this is another one of those albums. So when you've heard this album, please let me know what you think and put your comments down below. And that's it for now. I will see you soon with more videos with Jim Bricker and Bill Schuster and Ken Cheshire. And please look after yourselves and one another. Please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content I've got coming up. So again, look after one another. Please be good to one another. And also, please be good to yourselves as well. That's first and foremost. I'm Armando Venditti signing off. Have a good day. Bye bye.